I guess, a very easy session for the lads today in one of those where it's a recovery one with a game tomorrow night.
Well, easy in terms of physicality, but obviously the same amount of content has to go in. The preparation from behind the scenes, what we've looked at it at Dagenham since we played them just before Christmas. So a normal Monday for the last couple of 3 weeks, and for looking forward to probably the next 9 weeks, I believe. So we've got what we wanted into the lads who played the game on Saturday, both mentally and physically. But the lads who didn't do so much running around on Saturday, they had a little bit of a top up at the end there. But yeah, it's been a lovely day, lovely setting here when it's like this. It's been a good morning.
We obviously spoke about the troubles with the amount of people on the bench on Saturday. Are we seeing maybe some of those on the treatment table closer to coming back now?
Well, not Ollie Arfield, and that was just us wanting to show him that we still feel he's part of our group. We genuinely didn't have somebody else that we could have named on there, unless going to the young kids. And I just thought, to put him, make him feel part of it again. He was never going to play a part in the game, but he's. If anybody shows how you should act when you get a real setback in the game, I think people could look at Ollie. All of our lads who've been injured since him, have seen him come in here on his crutches. Now he's got rid of his crutches, he's got rid of his brace, he's walking a bit more free, and it's great to see because everybody knows the contribution he made to us last season was massive, and I'm gutted for him and bless him. I hope to see him back, if possible, moving a little bit more freely on the training ground, but I don't think we'll see him this season.
Well, he's worn the armband a few times for us, hasn't he? He's clearly a leadership figure in that dressing room, so it must have been nice for the lads as well to have him around recently.
Yeah. Like I said, he's made a point. He doesn't have to come in because obviously he's got his own rehab program with the medical side of things, but he likes to be around the group. He joins in the team meetings. He's something to say, he'll say it. So we've got no problem with that. Like I said, he's a well-respected lad in the dressing room and obviously on the terraces. So yeah, it's great. It's great to see him around the place.
One of those classic cliche questions when you have a tough run on the legs is winning games provides momentum for it. So are we maybe seeing that at the moment? The lads are, raring to go and get those wins, keep getting those wins.
It's strange. I mean, when you have good runs, whether they're unbeaten runs or winning runs in particular, people tend to recover slightly better, slightly quicker, whatever you want to do it. But it doesn't stop at this stage with this amount of game time we're actually having, because training is very different to games. We can manufacture or manipulate the training session to get out of it physically what we need. In a match you can't. It's you got to let the handbrake off when you go down the tunnel, and you've got to keep it off until we go back up the tunnel at 90 odd minutes later. So we're really pleased with the output of the lads who are on the pitch at the moment. What we'd want and it's a little bit of pressure on the medical guys, but it's trying to turn the niggles and the knocks that we're picking up around as quickly as we can. But like in Ollie's case, we can't. That's something that's long term. Obviously Ollie Scott missed the weekend, but you never know, he might be back sooner rather than later. James Henry isn't a million miles away. Dejan, with a bit of luck, is still possibly a couple of weeks, but then we had one cup tied at the weekend. Of course, it's a league game, so he becomes available. So our options are very similar to what we had at the weekend, and maybe one or two added to that. So let's see, watch your space.
And looking at our opponents, we saw how challenging Dagenham can be earlier in the season. I know they've had a bit of change. It seems to be a lot of teams we end up playing that have had change this season, but are we expecting anything new from them?
Anything new? I'm not sure. The personnel hasn't changed a massive amount, but the manager has his way of playing, and he'll want them to start picking up the baton for him and picking up points. But that's none of our business. It's just about us. We know what we feel we can take to the game. We know where they're a real threat. They've got some good players in attacking situations, and they've got some real experience at the back and in the middle of the park. So we don't look at any game in this league as an easy game. We didn't look at Sittingbourne as an easy game. There aren't one. For 90 minutes in any given duel, one team can win and one team can lose. We've got to make sure we carry on the trend that we've started way back in December and not lose too many games. And if we do that between now and the end of the season, I genuinely believe we'll have had a really, really good campaign.
And then we've seen some young lads come in on loan recently. They've done very well, and obviously Tariq has now come in. So do you think he can carry on from where they've left off and make an instant impact?
Well, that's the hope. I mean, he's a lad that we've been aware of for quite a long time, and for one reason or another, he seems to be surplus to requirements at his parent club, and again, to the lad's credit, he's come in and trained with us for us to have a look at him to see where he is with his fitness and stuff. And he looks well, seems like a good, personable lad. He's come from really good stock, played a lot of league football as a youngster. So hopefully he can push. You know, he hasn't played a lot of competitive football himself recently, but he's trained well for about a week and a half with us. And we're delighted to add him to the ranks.